Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. All praises to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakak Qadash. Shalom, Wabarakim, La Bakayarim, Yasha Alam, Washini Kabaga, Walawakab, Zakwani Noah, Waha Shalayakim Noah, Yasha Allah, Ba'ath. All right, Yahweh is the Heavenly Father's name, Yahweh Shai is the Son, Rakak Qadash is the Holy Spirit, in the ancient Hebrew, which comforts and guides us in all understanding. I said peace and blessings to the elect of Israel and double honors to our elders and apostles who rule well. They receive double honors to coming back in the reincarnation known as Great Millstone. All right, Brother Monagon back here again. I'm just going to continue on in Psalms 119, and I'm going to do verses 121 through 130. And I'm going to try and do it a little bit quicker than I did the last one. All right, so what I'll do is I'll read it in the English first, and then after I read it in the English, I'll say it in the Hebrew. All right, I'll say it in the Hebrew, and then I'll kind of explain a few of the words, but not all of them, just for the sake of time. All right, so Psalms 121, let's go. The Holim 119 and 121, it says Ayin, or this is the letter for I, which you see over here on this side of the screen. That's what this letter represents. That's what they say Ayin, but it's I. All right, that's how they say it in Yiddish. So let's go. It says, I have done judgment and justice. Leave me not to mine oppressors. And the Lashawan, that would be Ashayathaya, Mashapat, Watazadak, Bal, Thanayaknaya, La Ashakya. All right, so you have Ashayathya, which means I have done. Mashapat, zoom in here. Mashapat, judgment. Watazadak, and justice. Slakia. Ball means, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of this thing. Goodness. Let me just refresh the page. Salakia. All right, then you have ball, Thanayaknaya. All right, Thanayaknaya means leave me. But this ball means not. So you have ball, Thanayaknaya, which means leave me not. La Ashakya means to my oppressors. La to Ashak, oppressors, my. So again, I have done judgment and justice. Leave me not to mine oppressors. And that is, and if you want to look over here as well, all right, it's Ashayathaya, Mashapat, Watazadak, Bal, Thanayak, Naya, La Ashakya. All right. Psalms 119 and 122. It says, be surety for thy servant. Let me make this smaller. Let me slide this over a little. And make this bigger. Bear with me. All right. Just so it's more visible to the eyes of the elect. Psalms 119 and 122, it says, be surety for thy servant for good, let not the proud oppress me. And that is in the Lashawan, I rob, I badka, la tawab, la ya ashaknaya, zadyam. First word, I rob, means surety. I rob surety. I badka, thy servant. La tawab means for good or to good. La means not. Ya Ashaknaya means so you have not shall oppress me. La ya Ashaknaya, not oppress me. Zadyam means the proud. Zad means proud, yam makes it plural, the proud. So be surety for thy servant for good, let not the proud oppress me. I rob, I badka, la tawab, la ya Ashaknaya, zadyam. All right. Again, you can see that over here. I rob, I badka, la tawab, la ya ashakna, ya zadyam. Psalms 119 and 123. In the English, it says, mine eyes fail for thy salvation and for thy word and for the word of thy righteousness. Let me read that again. My eyes fail for thy salvation and for the word of thy righteousness. In the Lashawan Qadash, that would be, Ayanya Kalawa La Yashawaitaka Wa La Amarath Tazadaka. Tazadaka. All right, now the first word, Ayanya, is my eyes. Kalawa is faileth. Yeah, Kala means fail. Kalawa means fail it. Ayanya Kalawa. Salaki. Salaki about that. Damn, it's like we at camp. All right, this is Psalms 119 and 123. Again, it says, Ayanya Kalawa, La Yashawaitaka, which means that to thy salvation or for thy salvation. La, to or for. Yashawai is salvation. And then Thaka is thy. All right, so La Yashawaitaka is thy. Man, this thing keep on popping up. What the hell is this? All right, next word is Wala Amarath, which means and for the word. Wa and la for or to Amarath means the words of the sayings. And then the last word, Tazadaka, means thy righteousness. Tazadak, righteous, ka, thy. All right, again, you can see it over here on the side in the Lashawan. Ayanya, Kalawa, La Yashawaithaka, Wala Amarath, Tazadaka. Mine eyes feel for thy salvation, for the word of thy righteousness. All right, verse 24. Verse 24. 124. Deal with thy servant according unto thy mercy, and teach me thy statutes. Deal with thy servant according unto thy mercy, and teach me thy statutes. Aisha I'm ibadka, ka hasadka, wa hakyaka lamadnaya. The first word, Aisha, means to deal. I'm means with. Ibadka is thy servant. Ibadka, thy servant. Ka chasad ka. All right, this first word is a ka. This last letter, first letter is a ka. The last letter is a ka. When it's before a word, it means as or like. When it's on the end of a word, it means thy. This word in the here, chasad, in the middle means mercy. All right, and you can see that over here in the Assyrian. It's two different, but over here in the Lashawan, you can see it's the same. Then you have wa chakyaka, which means and. Chak means statue, yaka is thy. So wa chak yaka, and thy statues. Lamad means to teach, naya means me. So lamad naya, teach me. So deal with thy servant according to thy mercy, and teach me thy statutes. Aisha I'm ibadka, ka chasadka, wa chak yaka, lamad naya. Psalms 119 and 125. The volume 119 and 125. It says, I am thy servant, give me understanding that I may know thy testimonies. I am thy servant, give me understanding that I may know thy testimonies. Ibadka anaya or anya, ha bayanya, salakia, ha, let me read this again. Ibadka anaya, ha bayanaya, wa adai, idathyaka. All right, so you have ibadka, again, we should know this by now, which means thy servant. Then you have anya, or anaya. All right, I say anya. Anya, which means I or I am. Then you have ha bayanaya, which means make me understand, basically. When you put ha before a word and a naya on the end, that means make me. All right, this basically do this for me. When just like if you say izarnaya, that means help me. If you say ha izarnaya, that means make me help, all right? Or if you say, what's another one? Hashimarnaya means make me keep, all right? Or keep me. So here you have ha bayanaya, which means make me understand. Wa adai, Salakia, wa adai, which means that know, all right? Or that I know. Wa and adai. Or I, die means to know. All right, let's scroll down just so I can show you that. That I may know. Wa adai, that I may know. Idath yaka means thy testimonies. Idath means testimonies. Yaka on the end of a word means thy. So again, I am thy servant. Give me understanding that I may know thy testimonies. Ibadka, anya, ha bayan naya, wa adai, idath yaka. Psalms 119 and 126. Psalms 119, or the Volume 119 and 26. It says, "It is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void thy law. Aith la ashawath la Yahweh ha parar ha paray salakia ha parwa thawaratka." All right, the first word aith is time. You hear me say that in the beginning of my videos, Yashar Allah ba'aith, meaning of Israel in these times. All right, when I say ba'aith, that means in times. So you have aith, which means time, la ashawath, which means to work, la to, I shawath means work. Then you have La Yahweh, which means to the Lord or for the Lord. La, to or for, and then Yahweh's name. All right, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father's name. Then Ha Parwa. Now let's look that up to confirm, which means make void. Parar is the root word to make something void. So Ha Parawa. All right, Ha Parawa. Ha Parawa means to make void. Then you have Thawarath Ka means thy law. Thawarath means law, and then Ka is thy. So again, it is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void the law. Psalms 119 and 126. Aith la Aishawath, la Yahweh, ha Parawa, Thawarathka. All right. Moving on. Psalms 119 and 127. Psalms 119 and 127. And it reads, "Therefore I love thy commandments above gold, yea, above fine gold. Therefore I love thy commandments above gold, yea, above fine gold. Al kan ahabthaya matazawatyaka mazahab wa mapaz." All right, wa mapaz. So the first one, al kan, that's how you say therefore. All right, al kan means therefore. Al kan, therefore. Ahabthaya means I have loved. Ahab means love, and Thaya means I. So Ahab Thaya, I loved. Matazawath, commandments. Yaka is thy. So Matazawath Yaka, thy commandments. Ma Zahab, which means from gold or of gold. All right, or above. In this case, it means above gold. So Ma, above, Zahab, gold, and then Wa Ma Paz means and above fine gold. Wa and Ma above fine gold. And this is actually a new one for me. I never knew that there was a difference between gold and fine gold. So you have gold, which is Zahab, like the brother in Mississippi, the elder brother in Mississippi is Zahab. And then you have Paz, which means like refined gold when it's broken down and fine. So again, therefore I love thy commandments above gold, yea, above fine gold. Al kan ahabthaya matazawathyaka ma zahab wa ma paz. Psalms 119 and 128. Continuing on at the Volume 119. Therefore I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right, and I hate every false way. Therefore I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right, and I hate every false way. In the Hebrew, again, therefore you have al-kan, kal pakwawadyaka salakia. Al-kan, kal pakwawadya, kal yesharthaya, kal arak, shakwar, shanathaya, which means I hate it. So the first word, al-kan, means, of course, again, therefore. Then you have kal pakwawadya, all right, which means all precepts, all right, all the precepts of. All right, when you have ya on the end of a word, sometimes it means of. It doesn't mean my. All right, that's why if you see when you look up and it says for Simon the Canaanite, when you look up Canaanite, it just says that there's a ya on the end of Canaan in the Hebrew, which means that he was just of that place. He's not an actual Canaanite. All right, just want to point that out right here. All right, so you have al-kan, kal pakwawadya, kal al yesharthaya, which means to be right. All right, yeshar means to be like upright or like to esteem correctly. All right, let's look up yeshar really quick just to make sure. All right, you see that? To be right, to be straight, to be leveled, to be just, be smooth. All right, that's why we're known as Yashar Allah. Even though it's a different word, you have Yashar in there, which is very spiritual. All right. So again, you have Yashar Thea, which means be right. Then you have Kal Arak, which means all things. Kal all Arak means things or ways. Then you have Shakwar, which means falsehood. And then you have Shana, hate, Thaya, I have. So Shana Thaya means I have hated. So the precept again, therefore I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right, and I hate every false way. Al Khan, Kal Pakwa Wadya, Kal Yasharthaya, Kal Arak, Shakwar, Shanathaya. Therefore I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right. I hate every false way. Psalms 119 and 129. Psalms 119 and 129 by Lashawan Qadash. All right. Thy testimonies, and now we're at Pa. All right, it says pay, but it's really Pa. Thy testimonies are wonderful, therefore doeth my soul keep them. Thy testimonies are thy prophecies. Testimony of Yahweh Shah is a spirit of prophecy. That prophecies or testimonies are wonderful, therefore doeth my soul keep them. So you have Palawath, which means wonderful. Let me just read it straight through. Palawath, Adawathyaka, Alkan, Natazartham, Napashya. So you have Palawath, which means wonderful. Adawath Yaka means thy testimonies. Adawath is testimonies. And then you have Yaka is thy. Alkan, again, therefore. Natazar thumb means keep them. Natazar means keep. The thumb on the end makes it plural. So Natazar thumb means keep them. And then you have Napashya, which means my soul. Napash, soul, Yah, my. Thy testimonies are wonderful, therefore doeth my soul keep them. Palawath Idawath Yaka. Palawath Idawath Yaka. Alkan Natazartham Napashya. Psalms 119 and 130. Last verse for this video. Psalms 119 and 130. The entrance of thy words giveth light. It's Yahweh Shai. The entrance of thy words giveth light. It giveth understanding to the simple. Pathak Dabaryaka. Ya Ayar. Ma Bayan. Pathayayam. All right. So the first word pathak means entrance or the opening. Dabar words yaka thy. Ya ayar means giveth light. Ya shall, and then or it does, and then ayar means light. Then you have ma bayan, which means like from understanding. All right, let's get the literal slok. I had this the whole time. Probably should have pulled this up for some of them in between words because I want to get that one. So we're on 130. We're on 130. Let me just scroll through here. All right, so you can see Psalms 130. Ya ayar, ma bayan, pa. Let's go back real quick. Ya ayar, ma bayan. Ma bayan means giveth understanding. What does it say here? It says one giving understanding. All right, so that's what this word means. Ma bayan, giving understanding. And then pathayayam, which means the simple. All right, pathaya means simple. The yum makes it plural. So again, the entrance of thy words giveth light. It giveth understanding to the simple. And that would be pathak dabaryaka ya ayar ma bayan pathayayam. All right, and that was Psalms 119 and 130. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it straight through in the English, and I'm going to read it straight through in the Hebrew, and then I'll finish this out. Psalms 119 and 121. Ayin, or I have done judgment and justice. Leave me not to mine oppressors. Be surety for thy servant for good. Let not the proud oppress me. Mine eyes fail for thy salvation and for thy word of thy righteousness. Deal with thy servant according unto thy mercy, and teach me thy statutes. I am thy servant. Give me understanding, that I may know thy testimonies. It is time for thee, O Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, to work, for they have made void thy law. Therefore I love thy commandments above gold, yea, above fine gold. Therefore I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right, and I hate every false way. Thy testimonies are wonderful, therefore doeth my soul keep them. The entrance of thy words giveth light, it giveth understanding to the simple. All right, now we'll just get it in the Lashawan straight through. All right, Lashawan meaning the tongue, Qadash meaning holy. All right, and this is all in faith. This is all spoken in faith. You know, this is my lot, so to say. You know, I'm okay at the Hebrew, so I figured I might as well try and do as much as I can, you know, before all hell breaks loose. You know, we got to put in an effort. So the Spirit, if it allows, I'm going to try and finish out this chapter before all hell breaks loose, you know, because Israel, we need this, you know, we need this through the Spirit. This is Psalms 119 and 121, Baha Lashawan Qadash, through 30. Ashayath, Mashapat, Watazadak, Ba, Thanayaknaya, La Ashakya. Verse 22, I Rab, I Badka, La Tawab, La Yash, Ya Ashaknaya, Zadyam. Ayanya, Kalawa, La Yashawaithaka, Wa La Amarath, Tazadaka. 124, Aisha, I'm Ibadka, Ka Hasadka, Wa Hakyaka Lamadnaya. 125, Ibadka Anya, Ha Bayan Naya, Wa Da'ith, Salakia, Wa Adai, Idathika. Verse 26, Ith La Ashawath, La Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ha Parawa, Thawarathka. Verse 127, Al-Khan Ahabthaya, Ma Tazawathyaka, Ma Zahab, Wa Ma Paz. 128, Al-Khan Call Pakwawadya, Call Yesharthaya, Call Arak, Shakwar, Shanathaya. Verse 29, Palawath, Idawathyaka, Al-Khan Natazartham, Napasha. Verse 130, Psalms 119, 130. Pathak Dabarka, Ya Ayar, Ma Bayan, Salakia. Read that again. Pathak Dabarka, Ya Ayar, Ma Bayan, Pathayayam. All right, Pathayayam. All right, and again, that's Psalms 119 and 121 through verse 130. Lord willing, I'll come back and I'll do 130 through 131 through 140, and then we'll finish it out. All right, looks like it has 176 verses, so we got some work to do. So with that, I want to say all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. I pray and I know you're edified and that you took notes. I know it's a little lengthy, you know. If you don't find this video interesting or, you know, as entertaining as other videos in the truth, then you don't have to watch, you know, because you do have some people who scoff, you know, don't think this is a language or videos like this are important. But through the Spirit it is, you know, and these are the same people who aren't putting in an effort. And I know through faith that this is edifying to the elect, you know. We don't do these, I know I don't do these videos for views, you know, I do it so the elect can be edified and we get the hell out of here. So with that, all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Say shalom to the elect and double honors to our elders and apostles coming back in the reincarnation known as Great Millstone in English. In the Hebrew, that would be Gawala or Kab. Again, Barakatah Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Shalom.